On Primetime Asia tonight, India's top court strikes down a landmark 2009 ruling and reinstates a ban on gay sex.
It is a major setback to human rights campaigners, and they now have to hope Parliament will legislate on this issue. Our top story tonight, India's Supreme Court upholding a law criminalizing gay sex, cancelling a 2009 ruling by a lower court that said banning gay sex was discriminatory.
Well, the court says the matter should be decided by Parliament instead, and Channel News Asia's Avneet Arora has more.
In a huge setback for the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community in India, the Supreme Court has ruled that gay sex between consenting adults is an offence. It overturns an earlier verdict by the Delhi High Court in 2009, which had decriminalised homosexual acts. The apex court upheld the constitutional validity of Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, a 148-year-old colonial-era law that makes a same-sex relationship a punishable offence. The court's order came in the wake of pleas filed by anti-gay rights activists and various other social and religious organizations who had appealed against the 2009 judgment.
Homosexual relations are not natural. They are mental disease. So homosexual relations, they are clearly a social and moral crime.
The bench, however, put the ball in Parliament's court to make a decision on the controversial issue, saying it's for the legislature to debate and decide on the matter. But observers feel there is very little hope.
It's a little more than disappointment and dejection. I think that a historic opportunity to expand constitutional values has been lost. It's almost like saying Article 21 doesn't exist in the Constitution of India.
As soon as the verdict was pronounced, gay rights activists looked visibly upset and said they would seek review of the ruling. The ruling has also disappointed the LGBT community across the country. They are calling it a black day.
I didn't expect that this court will make such a huge setback to us. You know, to me, it's unbelievable that a judge has actually not understood the constitutional rights of citizens like me. He can't take away my homosexuality. It is part of my personality.
The Supreme Court ruling has come as a huge blow for the LGBT community in India, which has often struggled against prejudice in a deeply religious and conservative society. Although the court has left it to the Parliament to act next, numerous flip-flops of various political establishments in the past leave little scope for hope. Now, whether the community will succeed in reversing the scenario, only time will tell. Avneet Arora for Channel News Asia in New Delhi.
Well, it is now about 4:30 in the afternoon, I should say, in New Delhi. And Channel News Asia's Avneet Arora is joining us now. Avneet, gay rights activists have been quite confident that the top court would uphold this 2009 judgment. So how did the ruling go the other way?
Well, Tim, first of all, let me clarify that India's Supreme Court is only acting within the purview of the law. By setting aside the lower court's judgment of 2009, the apex court has simply upheld the constitutional validity of Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code. Like I said, is a 148-year-old colonial-era law that entails that a same-sex relationship is a punishable offence in India. And until this provision remains, the top court can only interpret the law. They cannot change the law. It is only the country's supreme legislative body, that is the Parliament in this case, which can actually change or bring an alteration or amendment to the law. So this is practically the logic behind today's judgment. Other secondary factors that can be attributed to this decision is the pressure exerted by the anti-gay rights activists and various religious groups who had appealed against the 2009 ruling. They had argued that homosexuality is not only against the religious sentiments of the people of India, but also against the moral fibre of the country. Back to you.
All right, Avneet, so you said that Parliament can change it. So what challenges do activists face in getting Parliament to legislate in their favour then?
Well, since the Supreme Court has ruled that it's up to Parliament now to look into the desirability of deleting Section 377, the gay community and activists will now have to look at ways to convince lawmakers to change the rule. The foremost challenge is to make lawmakers listen to them. Now, the issue of sexuality in India is still a very private concern, not so much discussed in public. So trying to get lawmakers to debate the finer points of what is right or is not right or is outdated will not be easy. Secondly, the LGBT activists activists or the gay rights activists will need to prove the merit of their case within the purview of Indian law, which is likely to be another daunting task. So activists may say that the current law is against the Articles 14, 15, 19 and 21 of the Indian Constitution, which guarantee equality and freedom of expression. Glenda.
Many thanks there. Avneet Arora speaking to us from New Delhi.